Did you know that research says adults spend 70% of their waking time in communication, 45% in listening, 30% in speaking, 16% in reading, and only 9% in writing? Are you one person who's struggling to maintain a beautiful relationship? Or do you always experience a communication breakdown with people close to you? Are you one coaching practitioner, one coaching professional, or one coaching enthusiast, and you're thinking, do you have what it takes to listen intently, actively, and I would say politely? Then today's conversation, today's toolkit is absolutely for you. So stay tuned for this video on day 13. If you are new to this channel, if you are just meeting me for the first time, I am doing a 100 days life coaching toolkit mastery series. And just as I said, we're on a runway of our day 13. So consider subscribing to this video so you get notified whenever a new video get uploaded, because the toolkit that I am sharing here that you can snag for free is going to be available for a limited time only. Day 13 it is, and you are joining me for 100 Days Life Coaching Toolkit Mastery Series, and thank you for being here. And if you missed the videos of the previous days, then consider going back and watching after this episode. So, today's episode is something that is close to everyone's heart, whether you are an entrepreneur, you are a coaching practitioner, you are a service provider, or you are someone who's in a relationship. You're a parent, you're a child, you're a student, you're a teacher. Basically, absolutely everyone will benefit from today's video and conversation. So, consider downloading the toolkit, because this toolkit on active listening will increase your communication skill, will improve your productivity, will allow you to know more about yourself, and will also allow you to dive deeper on conversations that you might probably been avoiding for quite some time and you don't know why. So, if you are one person who struggle about communication, then there must be something inside of you that used to be not addressed. Remember, used to be not addressed. You're probably in a state of your life today that you are already in a communication space where things are easy for you to discuss. You're supposed to be in a space where you're the boss, or maybe people are listening to you. But there must be something in the past that permitted you to be quiet, permitted you not to express, permitted you to just keep things to yourself. And when that happens, your active listening skills will also be affected. Because what normally happens is, when you're not able to express yourself, when you're not able to say what you want to say, you would be in a space where you're physically present, but you're no longer there. Therefore, it is affecting your listening skills. So, if you are one person who wants to improve on your listening skills, if you are one person who's thinking, do I have a hope? Okay, take a look at this. Effective communication begins with you being able to pause, you being able to be in the present state, you being able to appreciate what's happening in the present moment, and not thinking of what has been and what is supposed to come. Normally, we struggle with active communication because when the person says something, we want to be able to respond immediately. Active listening allows us the space to listen intently, deliberately, and allow us to pause before we give the person in front of us the response that is needed in the conversation. If you are meeting me for the first time, I am Master Coach A. I'm a coaching entrepreneur, and since 2017, I've been helping individuals increase their impact, their income, and their influence in the space that they occupy through the platform of life coaching. I am the founder, the owner, and the creator of Life Coach Philippines, where we train, coach, and help individuals grow in tribe building through the platform of life coaching. And through the years of my practice, active listening allows me to increase my portfolio. What does it mean? Not a lot of people, not a lot of practitioners are really able to listen to clients, not able to listen to what the people they say they are encountering and the people saying to them. Okay. Oftentimes when we engage with clients, when we have a conversations with people, we don't really listen. And this is where many coaches struggle in closing deal, sealing their portfolio, and getting the trust of many people. So if you want to improve your listening or active listening skills, there are a couple of things I'd like you to consider. Definitely, you need to download the toolkit, but here are 5 things that truly important. Number 1 is you being present. You being actively present in the present moment, not the past, not the future. The person in front of you might probably someone you know in the past. You have been having a conversation in the past, someone you know, and you might have biases of previous events in your life or previous encounter. And right at the moment, you are recalling all the previous conversations. If you want to listen actively, you have to be at the moment, in the moment, and right there with the person in the present tense. Number 2, active listening requires you to express respect. If you are preparing your response to the person before that person finish the conversation or what he or she must say or should say and wanting to tell you, you are shortchanging the conversations because you are not respecting the person's ideas, the person's thoughts. And normally it happens because we want to protect ourselves. We want to come out with kind of readiness to respond. But if our response is coming from past event, past conversation, or past ideas of that person's conversations having with us, then we are shortchanging the person and we're not respecting the person's ideas, thoughts, and what they're wanting to communicate with us at that moment. So respect is very important. Number 3 is gratitude, being thankful. No matter what's the past conversation, or whether the person is meeting you for the first time, you're having that conversation for the first time, the sense of gratitude, the act of gratitude, or maybe the posture of attitude, that the gratitude that that person is spending a moment with us. Attitude of gratitude. And you may want to look into your conversation. It might be a normal conversation, a typical conversations in the cafe, in the pantry. It might be a normal conversation with someone you've known in the past or somebody you're meeting for the first time. But your attitude of gratitude for that moment, that that person stopped, that person is asking a question, that person is sharing his or her thoughts, that person is sharing an idea, that person sharing that moment with you calls for gratitude. No matter how petty, how small, no matter how casual the talk is, know that there's always something we can be grateful about that conversation. So when we have that attitude of gratitude, then we will be able to listen intently, and that would increase our capacity to listen actively. Number 4, that posture of there's something we can contribute. That posture of we can be a blessing. That posture of at that moment, we can increase someone's value. That posture of in that moment, we can be the blessing. We can be the inspiration. We can be that person's line of hope and life. We can be that lifeline. When we put ourselves in that posture, we will be reminded that that moment might be crucial to someone else's life, might be crucial to someone's future, might be crucial to someone's decision in life. And as a service provider, it is important for the person in front of us. Maybe that person is not our client, but that would be a potential client in the future. Or maybe that person is already our client or a former client. That posture that we remain to be in service, that posture that we remain to be in a space where we want to add value to their life, that we want to help them, that we want to be a part of what they're going through, that will increase our ability and our capacity to listen actively. And number 5, be reminded that every conversation adds value to you as a person, adds value to you as a service provider, adds value to you as human being. No communication, no conversation, no interaction is void, futile, and useless. Every conversation adds value to us. And in that moment that we are in a conversation, that moment where that person is sharing things, thoughts, and ideas with us, that moment where we are being trusted with something, then that moment is crucial, because that moment will allow us to grow, mature, and become better. Sometimes words passes through our ears. Sometimes words comes to us very casual. Sometimes words are just words. But if only we will take time to listen actively, we will be there passionately, and we will be there intently, then we know that every conversation increases our value as a human being. And if you are one person who is looking for opportunities to thrive, grow, and scale your business in this spectrum of service industry or helping industry, you cannot let go of active listening. You need it, and it will increase your value, it will increase your conversation, and it will also increase your conversion. So if you are struggling with conversation because you cannot listen actively, and even if you did the toolkit and you're still having questions how to put this in action, then give us a call at 0917-586-1661, and definitely we can help you go through the process and increase your ability to listen actively. This is Master Coach A. I'll see you again tomorrow for day 14.